Rock.
Of course it is. Although I bet, listen, all this stuff to the side. If you said, CJ, what song, not musician, but song, give me a list of songs you want to see performed at a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Ball with the Ball is up there. Just have him on stage, of course, and you know he's gonna have the red, white, and blue bandana on with the vest and everything, looking real Trailer Parker-ish. My name is Kid. Like, come on, man. That would be a great opening to a Super Bowl.
You want to know what has become? I don't know if I've ever told you this. I've been to a Kid Rock concert.
Turn up. Why would you hesitate? I bet it's a great show.
Yeah, it was.
I know it was.
They sang that sad song too.
Okay.
I put your picture away.
Oh!
I saw him at a House of Blues in New Orleans.
Nice.
It was a free front row.
Nice.
Me and Kid.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You want to draft songs we'd like to see performed at a Super Bowl?
From everyone involved, like Green Day, Bad Bunny.
No, I'm just talking about because I don't know any Bad Bunny songs.
Just in
general, ever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Right.
That's a fun draft.
Okay.
It makes no sense, and our songs will be complete. It's not really a draft; it's more a conversation. But I'm absolutely all for it.
Do you want to put some limitations on it to make it a draft?
We can talk about the limitations.
Okay. What was the song?
I listened to a horrible song that I will never delete on the way in today. Ashley Simpson, La La.
Why didn't
You
delete
make me wanna la la on the kitchen on the floor.
Oh, whoa, Ashley. Calm down, sweetheart.
The whole song is ridiculous.
So delete it.
No, it's Ashley Simpson. It's my childhood. I mean, her
you
Superior
had
song
better
is obviously Pieces of Me, but...
Oh, you have better memories from your childhood than La La.
I don't know, I think that was part of the SNL debacle. What's up, everybody? It is Tuesday, February 3rd. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass. Coming up on today's show, the Grizzlies finally win again. The 6-game losing streak snapped. We will get into last night's game against the Timberwolves. We will have the highlights. We will have the reaction. Mike Wallace will join us to talk about it all, along with the trade deadline. It looms. Things heating up with reports that James Harden might be doing the James Harden thing again. We'll get into all of that with Mike. Will Coleman will join us, former Memphis Tiger. We'll talk to him about the depressing loss for the Memphis Tigers to Tulane last weekend. Where they go from here, we'll also go around college basketball with Will. We'll do some TV Tuesday. CJ and I both started Wonder Man, more of what we are watching. It's a big week. The Olympics are coming. The Super Bowl is coming. It is a Tuesday. You know what we say. You make me wanna la la.
Antoine does bring up a good point. We're supposed to do
Are you ready to transform your pool into a stunning oasis? At Mainland Pool Service, they're a family-owned business committed to keeping your pool looking pristine all year round. They believe that pool care should be proactive, not reactive, which is why their skilled team handles everything from routine cleaning to complex issues with precision. They prioritize clear communication and personalized solutions to exceed your expectations. Join the Mainland Pool Service family today and experience the difference their expertise and dedication can bring to your relaxation retreat. Contact them now at mainlandpoolservice.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Big Ben Bennett, do you have your new football coach over in Nashville?
We do, yes. Robert Saleh. This is why I'm stoked. Starting in 2019, number 2 total defense, number 5 total defense, number 3 total defense, number 4 total defense, number 3 total defense, number 3 total defense. This dude's going to have a good defense. Like, he's going to be able to turn their defense around, which has obviously been an issue.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Watching the Grizzlies is easy with FanDuel Sports Network. If you have cable or satellite, you're all set. Find us on your channel lineup. You can also use your TV provider login to watch games on the FanDuel Sports Network app. No cable or satellite? Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network online. You can also watch on Prime Video by adding a FanDuel Sports Network subscription. Not sure where to start? Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com to learn more.
The Grizzlies are proud to team up with Prime Global Group, a company on a mission to redefine real estate investment. By leveraging deep experience, strategic insight, and robust resources, Prime Global Group is shaping a smarter, socially responsible future. Whether you're an investor or simply curious, now's the time to explore innovative strategies that align with your values. Join the movement and discover how you can be a part of this exciting evolution. Visit primeglobalgroup.net to learn more and connect with the team today. That's primeglobalgroup.net.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, having my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. When the Grizzlies win, what do? We send the video. Send the video. Let's hit the highlights from last night. Grizz Timberwolves, thank you for changing my life. I'm literally Ty Jerome in his second game back. Tricky and one finish. Grizzlies put up 36 in the first quarter, up 11 in the second. GG Jackson, copy and paste. No team is safe from the signature swim. Next possession, GG. G comes after F, which comes after E, which comes after D, which stands for dunk. It's what GG does. Late in the second quarter, Grizz up 7. Cedric Coward. Ooh, clean, like a Luther Vandross lyric. Shout out, share, right over Gobert. He goes. Grizz would lead by 8 at half. Darryn Jackson Jr. has averaged 30 versus the Wolves over his last 7 matchups. Another big night incoming. Stifle Tower, Schmeifel Tower. The Wolves hanging around, but off the jump. Jalen Wells, push it to the limit. Corbin blue style the lob. The GG finish to go back up 10. Next possession. Sorry, Austin Rivers. That's a stop. KCP on the break. A nice little flip to Cam, to Jalen, and that is the beautiful game as Wells hits the 3, Ja hits the boom for the celebration, and the Grizz would be up 15 in the fourth quarter. Ty Jerome, not from Germantown. This one's going to go up from Collierville. Know your geography. 19 points, 8 assists in his second game as a Grizzly. This pass to Darryn Jackson Jr., who throws down a 3 of his own, and the Grizz are up 20. Jaren speaks for all. Call it. Timeout. Jaren working the outside, working the inside. This time, a little love tap to the hoop and one. 30 points for Tripp in this one. The Grizzlies bench had 52 last night. Cam Spencer with 16 of them. And put him in the three-point contest, you cowards. Speaking of, Cedric Coward, his moment. And that is game. Streamers still work at FedEx Forum, everybody. Grizz win 137-128. Almost forgot how to do that. It's been a minute. It's been 22 days, I believe.
That's only, 6 games?
22 days since the Grizzlies won on American soil.
Oh, wow.
It was the game against the Brooklyn Nets that everybody forgets about because that game happened right before they went to Europe. So everybody was already like, oh, they're flying overseas. They beat the Nets at home. They almost didn't. They almost collapsed. I had a little PTSD myself last night when the Grizzlies were up 20. I said, oh, please don't do the thing. Please don't do the thing. And guess what? They didn't do the thing. I have one gripe. A game that started at 6:30 went nearly 3 hours. Come on.
Well, they gotta
Come
stop.
on.
They gotta
Straight
stop.
to jail.
They got to stop fouling.
66 free throws last night. But the Grizzlies got a win.
Was it? I watched at home.
Yes.
I wasn't in the building. At home, that felt like a particularly physical game.
Yeah.
Where, especially in the fourth quarter, when the Wolves were like, yo, we're just going to get into them and pressure them and pray they start turning the ball over. Give the Grizzlies credit. They were strong with their ball. They didn't turn the ball over when the Timberwolves notched up the pressure and the physicality. But from tip to tail, that felt like a more physical game than what I'm accustomed to seeing. Was it that way to you being inside the Forum? Okay.
Very much so.
And, well, with a physical game, it comes with a lot of fouls.
And there was a moment in the game where that physicality and the lack of calls almost had the Timberwolves unraveling.
You say
almost. I would say
almost.
did have the Timberwolves
Yeah.
unravel. I mean, Ant got teed up at one point. I was like, ooh, would be helpful for the Grizzlies to hold on to a double-digit lead if Anthony Edwards no longer was asked to participate in this game. But he stayed in. And then some foul calls started going their way. But to the Grizzlies' credit, they didn't unravel. And I thought that was important. And listen, I know a lot of people have already reached the point in your lives where you are kind of anti-wins. I cannot be anti-wins the first week of February. As somebody who will watch every single game the rest of the way, ones like last night are so necessary for the morale of it all. And for this team, you lose 6 in a row, and sometimes you just forget how to win a game. And so to see a win in the win column, their last home game until February 20th, they are not back at FedEx Forum, and that was kind of an odd component of last night as I left and came up to do the double post and realized, man, what is this team going to look like when they are next in this building? Coming out of the trade deadline on Thursday, will there be new faces? Will familiar faces be gone? It's kind of a weird thing to grapple with, but it's nice to win. It is nice to celebrate a win. The Grizzlies shot 50% from the field. They made 19 threes, 3 more than the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves, all the tough shots that they made on Saturday night, they finally missed some of them this go around. And Jaren Jackson Jr. against the Timberwolves is awesome. If the Grizzlies could just play the Timberwolves regularly, and I know they just lost on Saturday, but Jaren didn't play in that game. In the 2 games that he's played against Minnesota this year, he had 28 in Minnesota in the Grizzlies win, and he had 30 last night. He just goes at Rudy Gobert relentlessly. And dare I say, plays Rudy off the court a bit. And that's been a trend of Jaren against this team. That version of him where he's not just floating around the perimeter. There is very intentional inside-outside work for Jaren when he faces the Timberwolves. And it was nice to see. Between that, 7 players in double figures. Ty Jerome has been awesome, a revelation, if you will. And that's where I get happy for a win. I stay a little depresso because watching Ty Jerome have that kind of immediate impact, currently as the starting point guard for this team, he was brought in to be the backup point guard of this team, but the way the Tomas Isolos's system works for point guards, man, they rack up the assists. He had 8 last night. An organizer of this offense makes a huge difference. We've seen it when Jaws played this year. We've seen it in these 2 games with Ty Jerome, and especially last night, as it results in not just a win, but scoring 137 points. I think that's the most points the Grizzlies have scored since the overtime game against the Sixers, which was way, way, way back in the past at this point. What were your thoughts watching at home?
I was glad that the Grizzlies didn't unravel. That's the type of game where, all right, the refs are letting dudes play physical, and then the refs have decided, all right, we got to get back control of this game because one side is upset about it. So now we've got to start calling some ticky-tack stuff just to keep everybody calm and under control. And that switch in officiating at times has been something that has frustrated the Grizzlies and has led them to sort of unravel, like you said, in past seasons. To see them go out there and when the switch happened, they stayed the course and they didn't get frustrated with the calls they were not getting or calls that were going against them. I thought that was encouraging. You brought up Ty Jerome. I can see what the thought was. It sucks that the injuries are what the injuries are, and it doesn't seem like or feel like there's a willingness to let all of this sort of play out. There's an urgency right now that does not allow you to wait and see. But man, if they could wait and see, I'd really like to get a good gander at what everybody would look like, assuming they could all get out there and get healthy.
And that feels like a big assumption, and that's part of the risk of wait and see that might make the urgency, that trigger on the urgency happen this week with the trade deadline, because at some point you've waited and you've seen, but we haven't seen. Like I was last night on the Double Post, I was quoting Willy Wonka and using my imagination, and the idea of coupling the 6 minutes that you saw of Darryn and Zach Edey, and then thinking about adding a layer of Ty Jerome. If this team was operating full strength, and I know ifs are a big, lofty, not real thing, but your starting point guard is John Morant, your starting center is Zach Edey. It allows Jaren Jackson Jr. to play in his natural position, and then coming off the bench, what if you're running it with Ty Jerome and Jock Landale, who's been great?
And it's a bench that's already tops in the league in bench scoring. And then it becomes if they just had like regular team issues, and it's like, okay, we're going to let this dude sit for rest purposes or something like that. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, look at what G.G. Jackson is doing. Just throwing him out there. Somebody who, G.G. Jackson, I need not ever see him take another three. G.G. just
he made that one.
Made that one great. Pitch your head down to go to the rim.
Which was like a beautiful swing. And when the ball landed in his hands, I said, oh, please make this. And he did.
Good for him.
And then he dunks everything.
I said, please put the ball on the floor and go to the rim and finish. But imagine if instead of being asked to not only play but contribute significantly, Gigi, Vince, throw Cam in there as well, you're saying to them, hey, when we need you, be ready to go. Because that's what the Thunder have. Just thinking about a random team. The Thunder have a really solid 7 to 8 man rotation, and then if something goes awry, they say, all right, other Jalen Williams, come on, let's go. Let Isaiah Joe, come on, let's go. We could use you in this moment here. They're not banking on those guys night in, night out, and those guys have done a good job of staying ready when their number gets called. The Grizzlies could have some of that here, assuming if, using our imagination, there wasn't this health curse that was floating around. Imagine a bench that's already leading the NBA in scoring, and it's Ty Jerome now, or it's Scottie Pippen Jr., right, coming off the bench to keep everything organized. Or God forbid it's both of them, plus Jock Landale, plus Caldwell Pope.
Let's pretend Brandon Clark. If we're going full health, let's
Brandon
pretend
Clark is around as well.
Yeah.
But they're urgent, and it's sort of the fault of the people over there why the urgency is what the urgency is right now, why the patience and the leash from fans isn't quite as long as you would like it to be. So trade deadline is coming up. We'll see what all pops off in the coming 2-3 days. But like that, I see what the vision is. I see what they thought they could not get away with. I see what they thought they could
build
and build with a roster like this.
And even, originally build with guardrails. Like Ty Jerome as your backup point guard. What has this team missed dramatically over the last few seasons, ever since Tyus Jones left, was a true backup point guard and somebody who can shift into that starting role. And listen, I get that it's 2 games, but you saw this with Ty Jerome. I know the playoffs kind of dampened a little bit of the, oh, wow, Ty Jerome is that guy mentality. But the Ty Jerome I've seen over these last 2 games, he's crafty, he's a true point guard. He makes some really tough shots. He has a good shot from 3. You got to respect him from the 3-point line. There's just a lot in place that feels like a prototype of a player that the Grizzlies were missing and really needed to take another step forward. And so that's where you're left watching it like, oh, I'm just wistful. I'm wistful for what could have been. And maybe you still get it. I don't know. I'm not trying to sound like a crazy person. I'm not trying to sound delusional. You never know how this trade deadline is going to go. I didn't expect to leave the game last night and see that James Harden was perhaps leaving the Los Angeles Clippers, reportedly, allegedly, hypothetically, forever and
tomorrow
always this time of season. I know the song is going to play.
Tomorrow and Thursday we're going to play the song.
But wild things happen during the trade deadline, and also wild things don't happen during the trade deadline. Making a trade is hard in the NBA. It's why you do not see it all the time. It's why it feels so big. And I don't want to say the Luka one. The Luka one was like on a scale of 0 to Luka. Most don't land on the Luka scale. You're calling the Luka a good job?
That's a bad job.
Oh, yeah, it's a terrible job.
If you do a good job, it's hard to pull off a trade.
Exactly.
Because you want to get value back.
Right.
And you've got the value you assess of your pieces, and everybody's got their value of your pieces. Very rarely do those two values sync up.
Converge.
And then you've got to have the pieces necessary to go out there and flip the trade. You could trade anybody who's worth a damn for a second-round pick if you want to.
Right.
Like, that Luka trade was awful. That was atrocious.
Yes.
God,
the worst of all time, perhaps.
Sure, you got an all-star in Anthony Davis.
How many games has he played?
Hey, listen, and a first. Like, come on, man.
And you lucked into
for an all-pro
Cooper
MVP
Flag.
type candidate.
Before we get to Mike Wallace, the Cedric Coward step back over Rudy Gobert was very nice. The Cedric Coward dunk at the end of the game, also quite nice. I will say, if you're looking for like the reason for this season, if you're finding yourself, like me or like others, frustrated because you're getting small glimpses of what the full picture vision was, you're not getting as early, perhaps, of a run on Cedric Coward, where he's now started however many games and clearly been a starter for this team. I don't know what you would have seen from Gigi Jackson. I don't know what you would have seen from Cam Spencer, even Vince Williams. So you are getting confirmation on those players being able to step up and have those moments like they did last night, like we've seen them through the season, even when they've been asked to play out of position. So those are certainly positives when you're trying to figure out, okay, what makes sense long-term? Who makes sense long-term for this team? Like, what do you want to build around and included in the build, the retool, whatever it could become? I enjoy watching all those guys play. The GG dunks have become just an absolute joy, game in and game out.
I did not know Gigi Jackson had that in him.
I mean,
The first-
that one
the
move,
first 2 years.
someone's got to stop it eventually. I think he's done it in 5 straight games.
He does it all the time. Like that, the over the
Yeah,
top
the little
Euro.
like swim through.
Yeah, the swim through. Donovan Mitchell, Dwayne Wade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So good for him. He's found something that works, and just as importantly, he's not completely lost defensively.
Yes.
Gigi's head would be spinning coming off of a defensive possession. He's gotten better with his rotations and understanding where he's supposed to be on the court.
Yep. Anthony Edwards, 39 points in the loss for Minnesota. There were some rumblings and grumblings last night that Minnesota could be in the Giannis sweepstakes. We'll talk all things trade deadline with Mike Wallace. He is going to join us after a quick break when we come back.
Memphis, Monday, February 16th. Tickets and Ringsider packages on sale now.
Own the 2025-26 Grizzlies season with the 10-game Flex Pack, the ultimate way to catch all the action on your terms. Choose your favorite matchups from intense rivalries to weekend thrillers and customize your pack to fit your schedule. With 10 games to pick, you'll never miss the moments that matter most. Visit Grizzlies.com/packs today to build and cheer on the Grizzlies your way. It's your team, your season, and your schedule. So don't miss out.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
You're the other white meat. How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it. I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
I want to give Jock Landale some freaking love, bro. The dude been balling out of his mind.
Good player. Jock Landale's been great for the Grizzlies. He has just been, in his own words, miscast.
Yeah, but this has been the best career.
If he's your backup five, he has been just, and even thrown into a situation that he wasn't expecting to be thrown into. Yeah. He has been outstanding.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
The only thing better than Saturday Night Hoops is when it comes with an exclusive Grizz hoodie. Every Saturday this season, $60 gets you a Grizzlies ticket and a limited edition Grizzlies hoodie. 4 different hoodie designs dropping across 4 Saturday games. Not sold anywhere else. Don't miss your shot to collect all 4 designs. Grab your tickets and gear up now at grizzlies.com/Saturday.
Welcome back. We are awaiting Mike Wallace, who will join us shortly. The big trade rumor from last night, the report from last night, is that James Harden could be traded to Cleveland. The Clippers and the Cavs have reportedly been discussing trading Harden for Darius Garland, according to reports. Got the Mannix missile last night, courtesy Chris Mannix, followed by a Shams bomb. Mike Wallace is on now. We'll eventually get Mike's thoughts, or I guess we'll just start with that as we get into the trade deadline of it all. Mike, are we really doing this thing again with James Harden?
Hey, you know what? That surprised me in a way, too, because they have been playing so well over the last month. They've been probably the best team in the NBA record-wise, over the last 3 to 4 weeks. And it's coming as a surprise at this point. But, again, that place is a whole bunch of smoke and mirrors, man. It's a house of mirrors. You just never know what's going on in LA with the Clippers, man. And I think they probably just need to start over, really, at this point, if they can't figure this out now.
My favorite anecdote, well, one, they literally made a man eat a tweet like last week because they had seen this tweet from this guy who said, if this team goes 15-3 over a stretch at any point in the season, I'll literally eat this tweet. And then they went 15-3 over a stretch. And so they'd made a whole thing of the guy eating the tweet. They were great in January. Yeah. They're, trying to make their way up into the upper echelon of the play-in tournament in the Western Conference. My favorite anecdote is that James Harden bobblehead night is scheduled for February 22nd for their home game against the Magic. And Mike, what if I told you they already had to cancel one of their bobblehead nights this season because Chris Paul bobblehead night was supposed to be on February 2nd. So what will happen to the bobbleheads is the real question that needs answering.
And the thing is, this team is about to host, the organization is about to host the NBA All-Star Weekend, around that same time. So, I guess it's good that neither one of those guys made it because they will be in the middle of all of this. I guess it'll be over with by that point. But still, having said that, you just wonder what's really the disconnect there because these guys kind of wanted to be together. They wanted to play together. When Kawhi came back, he wanted Paul George. That didn't work out. Tyronn Lue was considered a player's coach who guys just wanted to fight for and play for. And now that's running, it's running its course there too. So, hey, James Harden is a domino though that depending on where he can end up, there's not a lot of places where he would fit. There's not a lot of teams that would embrace him. But if he goes to a specific team or two, he could definitely put him over the top. The guy's averaging, 20-8, 20-9 at age 36. So he's still productive. That's going to be interesting to see how that falls out.
At times he has been the Clippers system. Like without him, that falls apart. I will say this is sheer speculation, absolutely nothing behind it. But my brain went with all the scuttle coming off of Kawhi not being named an all-star. A part of me wondered, does James Harden know something is coming down the pipeline for Kawhi Leonard coming out of the All-Star break. And again, that's big braining. That's connecting dots that might not be there to be connected. But they have been playing so well. It's such an odd, complete shift from a team that has been one of the hottest teams in the NBA to get that notification last night. I was like, maybe he knows something that we don't know.
Well, the question is, will he continue to play? Like, even if the trade doesn't happen, right? Like, all of these guys, like the Clippers are looking towards cap space and flexibility because they see the other side of this, with whatever happens with Kawhi Leonard. I mean, they are going into a summer with some expiring contracts and some things of that nature, but is he going to continue to play? And if he does continue to play, how dangerous can they potentially be? And I had them as one of the more dangerous teams to look out for. When you look at what's coming down, like the teams that didn't look great, but if they catch fire at the right time, they can be dangerous and headaches. In the West, it's the Clippers, and in the East, it's the Philadelphia 76ers. And now Paul George got the 25-game suspension. So it was like, what's going on with that? And it all goes back to those two Clippers, the former Clippers situation. So I guess, we'll see how it turns out, but it's kind of interesting and intriguing for sure.
Mm-hmm. And CJ, don't ever forget about the surging Charlotte Hornets who won a 7th straight game yesterday.
Mike,
7th straight game.
The Hornets are surging. I don't know if you heard that or not.
The Hornets,
Jessica called it. They're surging.
Mike, I wouldn't call
it. We saw evidence of it.
Go ahead.
We saw evidence of that firsthand.
Roser put it last night. They passed the eye test. Like when we watched them in person, I said, oh, that's a team where if they made it into the play-in tournament, I'm intrigued. They're also a very fun team to watch. I would not call the Grizzlies surging per se, but they did snap a 6-game losing streak. So a win can feel like a surge of energy. They've obviously seen the impact that Ty Jerome makes on this team. Jaren was back last night, had a big game, as he often does against the Minnesota Timberwolves. How do you evaluate a win like last night in the context of trade deadline week with a team that is still well below 500, did just lose 6 in a row, and is trying to figure out what this looks like coming out of the deadline?
Well, I guess if that's the opposite, if that's the opposite of surging, then what last night did was make sure that, hey, you know what? Are we going to be purging? Maybe, possibly not. You know what I'm saying? Go from surging to purging. You know what I mean? And this team certainly has a lot to clean up. But it is, I listened to you guys on a double post last night after the game on my drive home. And the Ty Jerome of it all, and I love the way you put the of it all when you start switching subjects like that. The Ty Jerome of it all does give you reason to pause and say, man, do you want to give it a little more time to figure out if it can work, even in a different, regardless of whether Ja's situation is what it is. But if you get Ty Jerome back and then Scottie Pippen comes back, and we're still a ways away of seeing what's going to happen with Zach Edey, but if you see production and this team looking like a functional team, then you can imagine, that it's not as bad as it seemed like it was, a couple of weeks ago. But having said all of that, there's some moves that this team definitely still needs to make, and there's a clearly defined direction that they need to take. But what last night's win over Minnesota gave you was a reprieve. It gave you a deep breath. It gave the locker room a reason to sort of exhale and realize, hey, we are capable of being a functioning NBA team, and some nights like this, we have to prove it. I love what happened in the third quarter. They built that lead way up to almost 20. It got cut down to a couple possessions, and then they responded. For 12 other times this season, we've seen the team go the other way when they build that double-digit lead, and they lose it and they squander it. But last night, that wasn't the case. They regrouped, they responded, and they pushed it back up to a comfortable margin and went on and won that game.
It does create a quagmire of sorts, which is one of my favorite words. That is remember when we used to do vocab words? Somebody said quagmire on TV the other day. I was like, ooh, I think I first learned that word in Series of Unfortunate Events, and I really like it. So I'm going to wait and throw it out at the right time with the Grizzlies, because it does feel like a quagmire or a conundrum or a what do they do type situation, because you do have it two ways. You're trapped in the what this could be, but also there's a reason we haven't seen it be, which is injuries and availability. And at some point, you do have to shift into okay, how do we build this into something that has a better chance of actually being, of coming to fruition. And so much of this hinges on what will ultimately happen to Ja Morant. And it's now been, 3 weeks since we first found out that the Grizzlies were entertaining trade offers for the first time when it pertains to Ja. You've heard Jaren Jackson Jr.'s name in the rumblings of various, trade machines and trade rumors that have come out around the league. I know Jaren was asked about it in the locker room last night. Everybody has remained professional, and this is a part of the business. It's not a very fun part of the business. But what do you see? We'll start with Ja and then go into Jaren with both of those two and where things stand here as we're about, 48 hours away from the deadline.
Well, Jessica, I'll take your quagmire and your conundrum and raise you a dichotomy, right? Because it's an interesting dichotomy when you talk about Jaren Jackson Jr. and Ja Morant at this point. To me, I think that the reset button has been planned to be re-hit or to be hit. I think that if there's a way in the next 48 hours to expedite that process and make sure it happens now or at least starts now, that's the preferred option. But having said that, there is a world where I can see, you still trying to move forward with a Jaren Jackson Jr. around this team, right? Because you think that Jaren can still be productive the way he was last night. There's still matchup issues. There's still things that he can create for you. Building, what Tuomas Isalo said last night to me kind of resonated. He basically said it. When you have Jaren Jackson Jr. and Ty Jerome now, you see this, you have some solutions. Mm-hmm. You have solutions to some of the problems that have plagued you for the most part because of a lack of talent and a lack of availability. And when you have those two capable of giving you your full, this is another Isaloism, your full menu. It gives you the full menu or library of options, when it comes to that. And you can see can we build from that? Just imagine adding Zach Edey to that. Imagine adding a Scottie Pippen to that. Imagine adding, Jalen Wells and Cedric Coward in roles where they don't have to be your first and second primary option sometimes. You can see a place where, all right, this is a pretty good foundation. But having said that, how much more hope do you want to invest in what you haven't seen come to fruition yet? And that's where we are right now. Do you want to? Are you hedging with hope still after 7 years of this, or are you saying, okay, I've seen enough. I can't believe in this anymore because I haven't seen the results that I needed. And that's where Jaren's situation is. He's going to bring back more assets based on the way trade discussions have gone than Ja Morant at this point, at least from everything that's been reported. And if you get the right deal for Jaren, then you definitely go ahead and go ahead and make that happen and pivot forward. As it relates to Ja Morant, again, with James Harden coming into play, now you're starting to see the market get sort of flooded with guys who are coming in with issues, right? Not every team is going to embrace those kind of issues. So James Harden brings some of that to the table. Ja Morant certainly brings some of that to the table. Do those two swap headaches in that sense? And I'm not saying headaches because they're bad guys. I'm just saying headaches because they've been hard and difficult to build around. No, the Grizzlies have no need for a James Harden, a 36-year-old veteran. But can you flip him in a 3 or 4 team deal that gets you back the assets that you need? That's why this is going to be complicated over the next 2 days, is because everything that's going on now seems like it's going to require a third, a fourth, and possibly a fifth team to coordinate.
Well, and I know James Harden gets the headlines last night, but this all still feels as if it hinges on Giannis Antetokounmpo and where he ultimately finds himself. I saw the report last night that the team the Grizzlies were playing last night, the Minnesota Timberwolves, could be, I won't call it a dark horse. At this point, I think everyone's a dark horse. Who is able to figure it out, whether it be a team like the Warriors or you constantly hear the Knicks and the Heat are always in the mix. But now with the Timberwolves, after watching this Minnesota team for 2 games, can you make it make sense for Giannis to be the thing that propels them as a true contender in the West this year?
No, because of what you would have to give up, right? Yeah. That team doesn't have a lot of depth to begin with. And if you just if you're consolidating a Naj Reid and a Julius Randle for Giannis, I'm just saying in terms of money and in terms of role, like if you're finding a way to consolidate those 2 guys and you subtract them and you insert Giannis, well, guess what? You lose depth even more from that standpoint. And is that system going to be right? Anthony Edwards is a ball-dominant force, right? Giannis is a ball-dominant force. I don't see how that can necessarily work. Defensively, they could potentially be scary, right? From that standpoint, when you got Giannis and you still got Rudy Gobert. But that team doesn't make sense to me. They need a point guard. They need an organizer. And they need some depth coming off that bench. So they need marginal pieces more so than the main splash of a guy. So, yeah, Minnesota doesn't really strike me as a team that they need to make a move, but I don't think they need to make a major move.
That reminds me, you mentioned an Isoloism, and so I did want to go back to the point guard we have seen for the Grizzlies the last 2 games. When Coach Isolo was talking about Ty Jerome last night post-game, and he was asked what makes him so efficient, he said, perception-action coupling. And my ears perked up. I said, what's perception-action coupling? And he said, what it means is he's able to take information, pair it up with corresponding action to it really well. Bottom line is, I took it as a high IQ guy. And even seeing how Ty Jerome works his angles, is able to act as a floor general. That pass, we didn't even talk about it because Jalen Wallace didn't end up making the shot, so I couldn't include it in the highlights. But the pass where he's looking into the stands and just pinpoints Wells, I think is really a depiction of what Ty Jerome can be and what he is. What have you made of his game? Is it more than what you expected from Ty Jerome, or is this what you thought the Grizzlies were getting when they added him?
You know what? It's more, and it's more because I knew he could be a combo guard scorer, right? I knew he could be sort of a Lou Williams type. I'm just bringing a name up from the past, right? Where you bring him off your bench, you put him in there, he can get you 20 points, and he can make it look smooth. He can run the pick and roll. He can get to the elbow, and then if you're playing drop coverage, he can shoot the floater. If the big man pushes up, he can get by you like he did with Rudy Gobert on the first game for his first basket. He can definitely step out and shoot the three-point ball. And you talk about that pass, but the deep three-point shot that he made was also spectacular. Yeah. So he is the three-level scorer that I didn't necessarily doubt that he could be a three-level scorer. I didn't know that he had the facilitating instincts like that, though. I didn't know that he could. I can now imagine a place where whatever happens, if you move on from Ja Morant, you can say, all right, we have Ty Jerome under contract for the next, at least this season. Next season, he has a player option for the third. He could be the starting point guard here and run your offense, right? He's not as dynamic as Ja Morant, but he's not as vanilla as you know, a Tyus Jones or something like that, right? He gives you a complex Isoloism menu of options that you can play with. And he can play pick and roll with a big guy. He's done that both in Cleveland, and he showed it initially in the preseason with the Grizzlies. And he can score at all 3 levels. So I love what he's presenting. We'll see where he is defensively, and we'll see if this can hold up because the sample size is still small, but I'm encouraged by Ty Jerome.
Mike, have you seen the movie Saw?
A long time ago, I think.
Well, in the movie Saw, there's this character.
The horror movie? Is that the horror movie?
Yeah, the horror movie. Yeah, it's
is this
the horror movie.
Is this the first iteration of it, or has it been remade?
It doesn't. Okay, yeah, there's a lot. I think we're on 6. Yeah. Maybe Saw 6.
Are we including Spiral? I think we're on like Saw 9 at this point.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. The question was if you know the phrase, do you want to play a game? Because that's what Jigsaw says in Saw. And I'm not trying to set you up for a dangerous game.
Can you say it like Jigsaw?
Do you want to play a game?
Yeah.
It used to haunt my nightmares. So this is me asking if you want to play a game, and you can pass. I'm giving you the option to pass on any of these, and nobody clip this because this is just Mike playing a fun game. But I want to play. Where is the following player on Thursday night? Where does this player play on Thursday night? We played it last night. Roser set us up, and I wanted to ask you. And none of this is set in stone, and none of this is factual, and none of this is reporting. No. This is just a fun Jigsaw-styled game. So I'll start with Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah. That's a tough one. I still, you know what? San Antonio.
What? Oh, it hurts. Okay.
Yep. Hey, you saying we're having fun with it?
We are. But that's not fun for anybody. That's literally a horror movie. God bless. That would be. Can you? Can you? Yeah. I too would rather not. All right, Michael Porter Jr.
Michael Porter Jr. Who needs some? You know what? As crazy as it sounds, Golden State.
Yeah. I keep with that for Michael Porter Jr. if they don't get Giannis. Again, everything feels like if you don't get Giannis, where do you pivot to after that? All right, next up, James Harden.
And that's the one that kind of that's the one that kind of throws me off there a little bit. Miami.
Okay. Wow, what a spot. He'll be thrilled. He's like,
Miami.
yes, jackpot.
Miami. Because he played with Norman Powell before.
Okay.
Right? Miami's been trying to go big whale hunting just to see if they can maximize what they have. And if they don't have to give up Bam Adebayo, you get to keep Norman Powell, and all you have to move off of is Tyler Hero. Then I think the Clippers, if they got to lose Giannis, if they have to lose James and they got to reset, they can consider themselves rebuilding around Tyler Hero and some other stuff.
Okay. Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis, this is going to be scary too. Boston.
Ooh.
Boston.
Okay.
Boston. I want to go Atlanta, but I think Boston can say, you know what, we needed to shave the money because we were going to hit a reset.
Sure.
But we're actually pretty good right now. And if we really go all in, and if we can find a way to if Tatum comes back, then you got Davis, Tatum, and Brown. And if Tatum doesn't come back, you still got Brown and Davis, and you might be able to make something happen. And they're just a big man away from being really, really, really good.
And last but not least, I'll give you the hard one. Ja Morant.
Man. Here's how I would do this. Here's how I would say this. If you would have asked me Jaren Jackson Jr., I would have said Detroit.
Detroit.
I would have said Detroit. The Ja Morant part of it is more complicated because, again, I think there was a window where he was after Giannis, he was probably 1A or 1B in terms of being discussed. I think now when you have Michael Porter Jr. and you have, James Harden and you have Giannis out there, I think Ja Morant falls down 3 or 4 pegs.
Okay.
And so I don't know if there's going to be a taker that says we are a Ja Morant away. So if I just had to the Grizzlies don't want to keep him in the West. They would prefer to send him East. And if you had to ask me, man, as much as I don't want to see it happen this way, or as much as I don't think it would be productive to happen this way, they might have to bite the bullet, man, and hold on and see what happens in the summer.
Okay.
But I would say Memphis in that situation. Now, I'm not reporting.
Me neither. Roser held my feet to the fire last night, and after I said I'd rather have my feet burn off than give an answer, I finally came to that prediction as well. So we will see how it all plays out.
This is as much me saying Giannis to the Spurs, right, from that standpoint.
Precisely. That's why I started the process by saying this is a fake game with no real things tying it back together. It does create an interesting week. Mike, we will catch up with you next week, and we'll see where it all stands. Are you going on this road trip?
I am. Okay. So we can check back in Thursday, Friday, depending on how it. Well, probably one of those days if anything major happens for sure.
All right, we'll see you then. Thanks, Mike.
All right, take care, guys.
That was Mike Wallace. You can always find his latest at grindcitymedia.com. Don't you dare clip Mike and treat it as factual happening reporting. It's just a Saw game. Randall in the chat said that you want to play a game actually started with Scream, and I saw a preview for another Scream movie that actually looked quite good. I love Scream. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, God, so you want to know what would make me scream? Giannis Antetokounmpo on the San Antonio Spurs. It's like worse than the Thunder at this point. The Thunder did it, it's just like, this is the wealth they warned about in the Bible. If the Spurs do it, it's like, oh, this is maniacal. Will Coleman's going to join us after a quick break. We'll get his take. Darryn Petterson had another big night. For those keeping track of the Darryn Petterson happenings at Kansas, Kansas got a win over Texas Tech. We'll also talk to Will begrudgingly about a Memphis Tigers team that lost to Tulane at home, where they go from here with Will after a quick break.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. and wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzlies stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Big Ben Bennett, do you have your new football coach over in Nashville?
We do, yes. Robert Saleh. This is why I'm stoked. Starting in 2019, number 2 total defense, number 5 total defense, number 3 total defense, number 4 total defense, number 3 total defense, number 3 total defense. This dude's going to have a good defense. Like, he's going to be able to turn their defense around, which has obviously been an issue.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
You're the other white meat. How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it. I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Grizz Nation, Friday night just got a whole lot better. Introducing Buckets and Brews, the ultimate way to tip off your weekend. Every Friday this season, grab a terrace-level ticket to the Grizz game and 2 12-ounce Miller Lights for just $55. Get great seats, cold brews, and Grizzlies basketball. It's everything you need to start your weekend off right. So get the deal that's too cold to hold. Go to grizzlies.com/Friday to lock in your tickets today.
I want to give Jock Landale some freaking love, bro. The dude been balling out of his mind.
Jock's a good player. Jock Landale's been great for the Grizzlies. He has just been, in his own words, miscast.
Yeah, but this has been the best career.
If he's your backup 5, he has been just, and even thrown into a situation that he wasn't expecting to be thrown into. Yeah. He has been outstanding.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back. It is Tuesday. That means it's time to welcome in Will Coleman, former Memphis Tiger, to the show. He joins us every Tuesday. He joins us now. Will, are you still trapped inside? When are the children going back to school? You work in a school. Tell us when the kids are going back.
Well, a lot, man, I just found out that St. Agnes, they've been doing virtual since they've been snowed in.
Oh.
So, it all depends. Obviously, all your public schools with the buses, they probably won't go back until probably Thursday, Thursday.
It sounds like rain because all the snow and everything is melting. My street is still covered in ice.
I drove somewhere yesterday. I had to go walk some dogs. Mm-hmm. And that neighborhood that I went into was completely covered in ice still.
Yeah. But look outside. Right. All I see is concrete outside up here.
Well, in the mountains.
Are the mountains still there?
Mine are around my place. I have 3 mountains now. I live in a mountain home and a river home. No, and I don't think they're going to go down.
They'll go down.
I don't know.
They'll go down.
I don't think the sun ever hits them. They're in shady places.
It's 40 degrees right now.
That's that nasty, dirty, gross.
Yeah, it's
ugly. No, it's so hideous.
It's also been all over TikTok about how people don't think this is real snow.
Well, is it real snow? Yes or no?
I'm just, look, people on the
Will, you work in education. Answer the question.
Is it real snow? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I mean, okay then. All right.
Oh my God, I can't live in this world anymore.
Why have we decided to start questioning the snow that we see on the ground?
I can't do it. Measles is coming back. The snow isn't real.
I'm just saying, people legit have seen it. Like, even people that I know, they'll get on the internet and they're like, man, the snow y'all got down there is totally different than even the snow up in, like, Chicago.
It's
like, I don't
ice.
know.
Because it's ice. It's not, you're right, it's not snow.
It was snow, and then it was sleet, and it made a concoction of ice.
I'm not saying I believe it.
Snow.
I'm not saying I believe it.
We're not frustrated with you, Will.
Yeah, I'm frustrated with elected representatives who are deciding to question if the snow was man-made. Okay? It's pushed me over the edge this week. It's okay. It's fine. How are we going to teach the next generation that snow is real if they're not in school?
I would push back that older generation was in school, and look at what it did for them. Maybe school isn't the answer for some of these people.
That's true. Maybe Jesus. Anyway.
Jesus. Why are you bringing him into it?
Help. You reach a point. Between the kids not being in school, also the trash hasn't been picked up in a long time, which, again, safety of everybody. I want everyone to be safe. It's just I understand people's frustrations that we haven't seen precipitation fall from the sky other than the rain today in like 8 days. And it feels like this city is still shut down to a degree. So I hear people's frustrations.
Everybody had power. The main streets were good. Like
our bar is low.
This was a real good winter weather event.
CJ, they've already reached, 8 days of weather-related shutdowns that a school can have before they have to start adding them up. They're at 7.
Okay.
It's January or February 3rd.
Okay. Did you lose power? No.
I
Are the
didn't.
main roads okay? Yes. Great.
Oh, okay. I'm going to push back on the main roads
What do you
being
mean?
okay because they made you think that they were okay. They did a fine job of getting one lane, but now all that snow is in the middle, and you're at the point now where, like, I was on North Parkway yesterday, and you have to switch lanes as you're going because they did the snow on one side, and then they switched to the snow on the other side, and that's dangerous. Like, someone was merging in, and there was too much snow on the left, and so the person in front of me had to merge into and they almost got in an accident.
All right, that sounds like they're bad drivers. How do you
It was
not
a little
know?
bit of both.
How do you not know how to merge? And how do you
Because
not know what to do
normally that
when
person
you
would have
have
been able to
merge?
continue in the left lane, but they
Yeah,
were forced
but-
by meeting a piece of ice slab in the middle of the
Yeah,
road.
no, it's
I'm
fine.
just saying they did a fine job.
It's good.
We can always be better. We can
It's
build to be better the
solid-
next time
a
around.
solid B. What more do you want from this city?
I'd give it a B minus.
A B minus?
I'd give it a B
Get
minus.
outside of your mind.
Speaking of merging, I know we talk sports and stuff like this, but since we here, I want to get a little close and let y'all know. Listen,
Put the sexy R&B voice on.
the 240 and Poplar exit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how. I'm assuming I need everybody to lock in, and you have a yield sign when you get off the expressway. People be trying to run right past that and just merge right onto the bridge.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You gotta stop the oncoming traffic, and people just. And I'm trying to get on the interstate, and people trying to get off, and we just be riding, looking at each other. I'm like, when you gonna stop, brother?
Yeah.
If you want to hit me, that's cool too. I got insurance, but you got a yield sign. You got to stop. Speaking of bad merge, everybody in Memphis, that's just a bad merging spot. Period. People just don't know how to drive, man. They just don't know how to drive, and I'm sick of.
I'll give you another yield. I'll see your yield and give you a yield. Coming down 40. I do believe it's 40, the stage exit. You're going right onto like the first stage exit by the big mega church. There is no yield. There is no yield there. You should not be stopping there. Just keep on going. Just keep on going. You're confusing yourself. And then the Germantown road exit just up a ways by the Costco.
Oh, yeah.
There's not a yield there. You do not need to stop. Just keep
'Cause he
rolling your
going to his own
happy-go-lucky
lane.
ass over there. Yeah, keep going.
Have you spent any time in the big roundabout these days?
I have.
People don't know how to operate that.
No,
either.
roundabouts are.
And it's like a jumbo-sized roundabout. I'm like,
Yeah.
we should have started small.
Yeah.
We should have started small.
We barely handled a little roundabout on Mud Island.
Correct. Oh, yeah, I had someone, oh my God. I had someone yesterday. I was like, if you're in this lane, you cannot turn right. If you are in the inside lane, that is not the place to turn off on the first right from the roundabout. It's okay. It's fine.
The
It's gonna be
people
okay.
in Paris, I forget, I never know how to say it. The Charles de Gaulle, the Charles.
The Arc de Triomphe?
No, it's a
Yeah, the giant circle around the Arc de Triomphe in the middle where the traffic goes.
It ain't no signs on that one, but it needs
No.
zero wrecks in that joint.
I know, and I don't understand
I had to
how
drive
it
in
works.
it when I was over there playing my first year. When I left school, I mean, everybody just fit. I mean, no horns, no honking, no bird flipping. People just know how to drive that joint, man. I'm
It's
like,
a
this
pretty
is amazing.
remarkable thing to watch as an American who lives somewhere where roundabouts cause brains to break. There's no lanes. There's like 12 avenues that shoot off of the Arc de Triomphe circle. There's no lanes, and it just works. You're like, how? What a beautiful city planning example. Well, we are just, avoiding the elephant in the room, which is that the Memphis Tigers lost to Tulane here at FedEx Forum over the weekend. Since you're still not in studio, CJ and I, my back, I can't do the squats. I'm unfortunately on the injury list here.
I can't stop and turn around. Broke my sacroiliac.
Oh, not the sacroiliac. Oh, I actually have a triangle, whatever the triangle thing is. Yeah, you know.
Because we all know how much of your neck muscles
is in my quads.
when you
Well,
squat.
you want to use your full body to really get in there. So when I squat, it all starts with the neck and then goes down through the quads. That is how the physiology of this works. So even though the Memphis Tigers are now 112 in the net ranking, CJ and I will not be doing 112 squats just for personal preservation. The Memphis Tigers need something for their own personal preservation. I don't know what it is. They're 10 and 11. Watching the end of that game was pretty unfortunate, for lack of a better word. Rowan Brumbaugh, you got beat by Rowan Brumbaugh with the go-ahead layup with 7 seconds left. Your feelings watching that game as it all fell apart for Memphis?
Now that particular play, and when you have games like that, I will say, and so many people will, I'm always going to defend my Tigers, but I specifically will defend Penny in this case. When you have a play like that goes down, that's literally, I mean, it's a player fault. That's a brain fart. I mean, that man literally walked to the goal with the layup, and it's like, where's the help? Like, what are we doing on the court? That's not a play call. That's a defensive effort. Somebody blew an assignment and somebody got the layup. Like that's not a Penny thing at that point. Now there can be some things, lots of questions can be asked about Penny, but when you have something like that, that's just mere player IQ basketball. And everybody have brain farts, but if you're an elite athlete it's harder and harder to make a case for guys, making all this money, but that's not Penny's fault. Should the game? I mean, and I will say this, some things, yes, it's very easy to point the fingers at Penny, but something like that, you can't. It just makes it hard.
One of the cool things about the broadcast last night in the Grizzlies game, we're gonna come back to the Tigers, it all tie in here. They had Hummel sitting on the Grizzlies bench. So I do believe it was a play in the third quarter. They come back from a timeout, and Vince gets screened on a down screen, ends up resulting in, I do believe, an Anthony Edwards wide open look from three. So they're commenting and talking about it, and Hummel goes, hey, you know what the crazy thing is? I'm sitting over here on the bench. Coach Isolo told them that was going to happen and told them how to defend it, and Vince just did not do it. And to bring it home to Will's point, sometimes coaches are, if you know it at home and I know it, I'm not that smart. You might be smart at home. I'm not that smart. If I know it sitting at home, I know that the coach knows it as well and has more than likely communicated that point to the players. And for whatever reason, the player just had, to Will's point, a brain fart, a moment of lapse in judgment. And it ended up, in the Tigers case, resulting in a loss. A loss on a play that is completely and totally preventable. And it does make you wonder, okay, is this how... It can't all be on the coach, but it's the coach who's got to get the players to go out there and execute the play. Mm-hmm. What is it in what Penny Hardaway is saying to the players that they're not taking in the most pivotal of moments, right? Like that's a play that again, another one of those plays that we've all seen if we played basketball past like the age of 13, 14. So how are you not able to defend that better than what you were able to do there in the last possession of the game? I understand how you can say, hey, it can't all be on Penny. Some of this has to be on players, but it's on the coach to communicate the message to the players. How are coaches able, when you play, to communicate those types of messages to y'all in timeouts?
It's literally just you just have to lock in and listen. And you get penalized for it. It's just, there's no formula. There's no way around it. You either just listen and execute or you don't. I remember there was a particular time I was in Israel playing basketball, and we're going over the scouting report, and I played against this big man's guy named Mitchell Watt. He had Israeli league on Smash. Like, that was his league, most dominant big there. All week, my coach is telling me they throw the ball to Mitchell Watt first play every game. His favorite move, jab step to the right, love to go baseline, dunk the ball. All week, he telling me this. What happened when Mitchell Watt get the ball and we play? I let him jab right, go baseline, dunk the ball. I didn't play for the rest of the game. He was that pissed because it's like, when I've been telling you this for 6 days straight. Yeah. We've watched film on it all week. And you go out here and the very exact thing I told you not to let him do, he does. You got to sit over here with me, bro, and watch the rest of the game. And so it's like,
but he can't be benching players in February. That's something that you can do in November, December, early in the season. Not when you have
10 games left.
But it's 10 games left. At a certain point, man, like what can be done?
I know you say you can't bench guys because we're trying to win games, but me personally, I'd rather coach stand on business and get a point across versus then I guess I can't. It's too late now. I guess I'll just put up with it. Because it's like, I don't know. Everybody got different opinions and different coaching philosophies and things like that. But like, if you're not doing what I tell you, I don't care what time it is, man. You sitting with me, bro.
Penny had his weekly radio show last night, and amongst the quotes that came out of it, one of them was, being from this town and seeing this thing go full circle, the 8 years have flown by. It just does seem like it's been 8 years, but it's for the love of the city and the love of the school, and I will be the last person ever to damage this program in any way, shape, or form. He later added, you don't want to feel like people are against you in your hometown. When you hear those words from Penny and understand, we've talked about it over and over. Like, nobody wants to have this conversation. Nobody wants the Tigers to be in this spot. This is one of the most beloved people in Memphis history, and he gets it. Others get it, but it does leave this team in a place of, how do you get better? Like, how does this improve, right? Because even as they lost to Tulane over the weekend, there weren't a lot of people there to see it, and it was tough to. It's been perpetually tough to watch this season.
Yeah. I think Penny will get so fed up that, and I don't want it to be like, I think Penny will just get tired and just be like, man, I'm out, man. It's no pleasing y'all. I know we need to win games, but I think the hate is so loud from so many people that he'll just get fed up and just be like, man, it ain't no pleasing y'all unless we win. And I know we're having a bad season. But it's just, you're not going to have a great season every year. And I think so many people are just, we were spoiled for a very long time with previous coaches, but I just, we down bad right now, but I just think I think if a little patience, I think we can turn it around. I'm not even necessarily talking about just season, but just as a program as a whole, sure, going into in future seasons, I think it can be turned around. But man, I just think, I'm a huge proponent in energy and manifestation and things like that. But I think we've now reached a spot where we have more fair weather fans than we do actual fans. And it's just like, the real fans is what helped this program. Players feel that from the city. People feel that from the fans, and I think that stuff is kind of important to help build a program.
Let's talk about some higher performing college basketball teams from this season. Darryn Petterson for Kansas has had quite the couple of days coming off the weekend first half performance where he was awesome against BYU and then barely played in the second half, and the conversation becomes, what's wrong with him? What is keeping him out? Bill Self credited it to cramping, but his availability was marring just how good he played in that game. And then last night against Texas Tech, he played and he hit 2 massive threes in the clutch to help Kansas beat Texas Tech at Texas Tech. Just what do you make of his game? What do you make of the whole situation as it pertains to Darryn Petterson?
Man, now, when I see him, I do think of you got to throw him in a conversation with somebody. Just his build and his ability to do what he does, got to throw him in there with Shy. You got to throw him in there with Luka. Just being that extra big point guard. Not saying the talent level is there or nothing like that, but I'm just saying the frame and the way his game is transforming, you got to put him in that kind of category. And it makes it very hard not to take, a 6'6" point guard to do what he does. It's hard not to talk about him being a number 1 pick. It's like, it's a no-brainer. Now, I know you talked about he's had some slight injuries over the, just some, like you said, some knick-knack stuff, but I don't think that's prohibited him from playing the type of basketball he's been able to continue to play over the course of this season. So, he's a stud.
Would you take him or AJ?
I'm taking him. Man, it depends, man. Like you saying, we talked about this earlier. BYU ain't beat nobody. You know what I'm saying? We talked about them playing ranked opponents. And it's just hard because does AJ have a game that'll translate to the NBA? Will you put pieces around him to where he is winning games? Because right now he's not showing up for the games that he needs to show up for to win these games. Darryn Petterson, he putting on. He's a difference maker. He changing the game whenever he's on the floor. So man, I'm going Darryn. I'm going Darryn.
And he played 35 minutes last night, which shuts people up at least for the time being. All right, well, before we let you go, real quick, who would be your top 4 seeds in college basketball if the tournament started today?
Got to throw my boy Coleman in there. Got to put my Wildcats in there. Duke, okay. I like Duke. Michigan looking crazy. And, I know we all talk about he's a sore subject, but he's a little annoying. But, you got to throw Dan and his Huskies in there.
Will, you remember last week you said Nebraska? We asked at the end of the show, which is not end of the show, but the end of your segment on the show, which we're at that segment right now. As, hey, Will, Nebraska's still undefeated. Nebraska, Arizona, Miami of Ohio, all undefeated. Nebraska has a tough schedule up. Nebraska going to stay undefeated. You remember what you said last week?
I did say it. I remember.
You remember? Can you tell the people what you said?
I said they were going to remain undefeated.
Yeah. Did they lose?
They did.
To who they lose to?
Man.
Damn right they lost to Michigan. You ain't got to say it. The world know they lost to Michigan. The world know.
The world
knows that Nebraska men's
if
basketball
you go over there
lost to Michigan last week.
Abu Dhabi.
Yep.
They're in the streets today saying.
I like how you said Abu Dhabi. We're trying to get that money over there. I like it.
They're saying, did you know? Did you hear the word?
Mm-hmm.
Michigan beat Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nebraska lost again.
Now, somebody out there might say Nebraska being down 2 of their 3 best scoring options with injury and illness might have led to that, and that Michigan only won by like 3 or 4 points at home. To which I'd say, Who cares? I don't care.
Who cares? So what? Who cares?
They're going to be back. They're going to be back. They're going to be back.
They lost to Illinois also, but we don't care about that.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
All right. Well, we'll catch up with you next week. Hopefully we'll see you in the studio. Maybe see you and I'll be able to do the squats.
My sacriphiliac.
All right,
Jessica's
I'll see you later.
triangle.
My triangle. I can't squat without my triangle.
I will.
What voice is that? Oh, it's my glasses. I can't see without my glasses. I do that all the time. And then I change it to my captions. I can't see without my captions. 'Cause I can't. I cannot watch a show without captions.
I thought you were talking captions on your posts.
No, I mean captions on television because I'm 85 years old and can no longer hear properly.
When
I blame the sound mixing.
I watch TV as I'm eating oftentimes.
Yeah.
And so the crunching, I crunch hard.
I watch TV when I'm on the treadmill and my treadmill squeaks a little bit. I should probably throw some oil in there, but I'm lazy. So I need it.
Get you some WD-40.
Yeah, I need a little. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, oh, there's TMZ.
He's here?
He's here.
There he is,
There he is. Been waiting all morning. All right, we'll do some TV Tuesday. CJ and I both started Wonder Man. Also, some other shows that I'm watching right now. Plus, Olympics are coming, Super Bowl is coming, and a very important sporting event is on later today. We'll get into it after a quick break.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's not that important. Is Mike Vick gonna be there?
I'd say it's the opposite.
Own the 2025-26 Grizzlies season with the 10-game Flex Pack, the ultimate way to catch all the action on your terms. Choose your favorite matchups from intense rivalries to weekend thrillers and customize your pack to fit your schedule. With 10 games to pick, you'll never miss the moments that matter most. Visit Grizzlies.com/packs today to build your perfect ticket pack and cheer on the Grizzlies your way. It's your team, your season, and your schedule. So don't miss out.
Now that's the new edition way.
I feel like there's another level we can take it to.
What you think, Mike?
2 steps ahead of you, Slick.
What's good, bro?
What you doing, man?
I'm in.
Woman, you don't even know what I'm getting ready to ask you.
Here's the vision. All 3 of us on the same stage every night.
Gonna be crazy.
No barriers, no separation. It'll be like 9 kings and a queen.
The next level starts now.
Memphis, Monday, February 16th. Tickets and rinksider packages on sale now.
The long goodbye begins. A very special evening with Journey. Final Frontier Tour. Journey. Tickets are on sale now at journeymusic.com. Your chance to say goodbye to the songs that changed our lives. Journey. Final Frontier Tour.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
Who's going to be the tougher team that rebounds and prevents second-chance opportunities?
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Deals are meant to be shared. Celebrate love and basketball with the Hustle Sweetheart Package, including 2 floor seats with food and beverage at select Memphis Hustle games in February for just $100. Visit memphishustle.com or call 901-888-HOOP to purchase your tickets today. You can't spell love without hustle.
If that was supposed to be sultry, you
wasn't.
failed.
I half-assed it. That wasn't a fair attempt.
Okay. All right. Now I'm curious, and I hate that I'm curious.
I couldn't do it. I can't do it. You're all like my family. I can't cross that boundary.
Please don't.
Oh, God.
Don't call me that.
Where did I see there was an interesting article on how messed up the term work wife and work husband is this week that I saw that I almost said to you. It was some woman who it was some man who wouldn't do something for his wife, and she was mad because he baked a cake for his work wife's birthday. And I was like, babe, I don't think that's his work wife. I think that's his work very good lady friend.
But wait a second. When the hell is a man baking a cake ever got him the draws, right? Like that's just not how the game works. I think that the work insert relative thing here carries with it a different set of emotional connection, where I wouldn't bake a cake for, or in this case, he wouldn't bake a cake for somebody he's actually related to, but to this person who he sees 8 hours a day and who gives him a bit of joy in the misery that is working maybe 10 to 15 minutes a day. It's like, I can do that. I don't have to listen to her ever. I go home and I can forget about her. I don't ever have to listen to her problems or anything like that. I just crack these jokes and then we keep it pushing.
Unless you end up stranded on a deserted island together, a la Send Help, which we'll talk about in Theater Thursday.
Okay.
The Olympics are 3 days away.
No.
Tomorrow, I'm gonna bring you 5
Olympics?
Olympians that you need to look out for.
Okay, good.
One of them is called the Quad God. I'm really excited about it.
I bet his triangle's okay.
The Super Bowl is Sunday.
Okay.
Does it feel like the Super Bowl is Sunday to you?
To me,
Jacob and I both feel as if it doesn't.
But I understand what y'all are saying. And I think it is just real sophomoric idea. I hadn't hashed this all the way through. But I think it does matter, although in football it matters less than the other sports. It matters where your superstar is. This feels very much like that fun little 13 seed has made it to the Final Four, and now we just
don't know how to talk about
we're just tired and we don't want to talk about it. We don't know how to talk about it. This is the first Super Bowl in a lot of people, probably in his lifetime. In Jacob's lifetime, this is the first Super Bowl without Tom Brady or Peyton Manning or Patrick Mahomes, right? I'm guessing.
Joe Burrow.
But even that Super Bowl, who'd that Super Bowl have? That Super Bowl not have Brady? No, that didn't have Brady.
No.
Who did Burrow lose to?
Who'd they lose to? Stafford.
Stafford. Okay.
Yeah.
But the Stafford Super Bowl, that's still L.A.
Sure.
So that is L.A. and the Bengals. And so that media market is a different sort of beast in and of itself. Like this feels like who's the best player, who's the best, most engaging player on the Seahawks?
Great question.
And then do the same thing for the Patriots. So where's the storylines? Where is the angle coming from as we discuss this Super Bowl? And because we don't have that, I think that sort of takes away some of the
even
feel
from a
of
coaching standpoint.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel was asked if he views the Super Bowl as a must-win game. It's my favorite question. There's this guy who asks it every year. Of course. He was a little taken aback. I was like, know the game. The game.
At a certain point, somebody on your team has got to be like,
someone's got to warn you.
This question is coming. Fine. How do you want to tackle this? Because if it was me, I'd give the goofiest answer imaginable. Why not?
I'd be like, actually, no.
No.
Absolutely not.
No. What's must win is every single day in the offseason. That's must win. Every practice is must win for us. Every single practice. Now, we get to these games right here, and they're just games. Must win is what I do when I wake up with my family. I must win that day with my family. That's must win. Who cares if we win the Super Bowl?
The Pro Bowl's tonight, speaking of things I don't care about.
Like, what are we?
It's being played in a convention center.
Okay.
On a Tuesday.
Okay.
Just feels a little weird. It's a flag football game in a convention center. I mean, all the Super Bowl happenings are in this convention center right now. Nothing fun ever happens in a convention center.
Oh.
Actually, I completely disagree with that, too.
The Memphis Tigers played the Jamaican national team in a convention center?
No, they played them in a conference room. There's a difference.
I apologize. Forgive me.
Every Final Four has like a Hoop City basketball activity thing that's played in a convention center where you can just play all different basketball games, knockout, horse, pop a shot. Then they also have football and golf and soccer and volleyball and tennis.
Center?
Yes, and it's awesome. It's like my favorite thing. It's the thing I miss the most about the Final Four, not the games. Hoop City. I don't think they even called it Hoop City in the end. They used to call it Hoop City. Then there was a trademark issue. They named it something else.
Trademark City with this?
No,
issue
with like
this?
the various whatever. We have a nice convention center. I only go occasionally. Like when I've run the St. Jude to pick up my race day materials and to stock out Floyd Mayweather once.
Was he there?
Yeah, he was. They like made it, certainly not a club, but it was like an after party after that big payback event.
Okay.
And Sudu Upadhyaya and I were determined to interview Floyd Mayweather, and we were like young journalists chasing.
Did y'all get him?
No, he took a selfie with us.
Oh, nice. Turn up.
It was like 3 a.m. We'd been waiting all night. And he was like, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. And I was like, why don't I just take a selfie with you? I'm like, I can't post a selfie with Floyd Mayweather. I'm a woman with values.
And it was
like right in the thick of it too. Yes.
Yeah. Good stuff.
What we're watching.
Okay.
Wonder Man.
All right.
The new Marvel show. Okay. I haven't watched a Marvel show ever. This is my first Marvel show. And CJ, you recommended it to me yesterday, and I went home and I watched 2 episodes, and I said, I like this show because it stars Yahya Abdul-Mateen, who is from Watchmen, who I
Does he get a
love.
Like he
love. He just like had his arm muscle up for 1 second, and I was like, ooh.
Even fully clothed.
Ooh.
Like Watchmen, we got to see it all.
I mean, he was blue.
Oh, and he was naked and chiseled.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
And, of course, Mr. Kingsley. Ben Kingsley, Gandhi himself, capital A actor, capital T thespian. I find it interesting. Obviously, I didn't know anything about the story of Wonder Man. I had heard a couple of my entertainment-based podcasts started to rumble that this was a really good show. They were saying it was probably the best Marvel show since Agatha all along.
Okay.
Is that one of them?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. I think that's the one I almost watched once.
You should.
Everyone says it's good. That's the one with the persevering grief line, right?
Yeah.
Or that's the other one.
No,
is there Agatha and Agatha all along?
Both of them have grief.
This is a blank spot
there's
for me.
WandaVision.
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 Yes.
Great. It was the first Marvel TV show on Disney Plus, and I think it's the best one on that they've done. But that's great. And in there, not to give too much away, but Agatha comes along, and then Agatha gets her own series.
Got it.
Agatha All Along, which also tackles some of that as well.
I find this show fun because it deals with acting and performance and Shakespeare and just the idea of being an actor and what it takes to book a role and to be serious about the craft and making money versus being serious about the craft. I'm only 2 episodes in. The twist hit me like I didn't know. I had no idea that's where the show was going. And so I think it's an interesting premise. I am all in. The performances are great. I love things that are set in Los Angeles because it'll take me back to a different point in my life. So just from a personal standpoint, but I do understand the buzz on this show. It sucked me in very quickly.
I think if you are of a certain ilk, you'll like this show. Marvel works, the good Marvel products, the things people constantly talk about, are when Marvel is able to sort of blur that line between, hey, this is very clearly a story, a tale about superheroes and superpowered individuals, and this other thing, right? Like Winter Soldier, Captain America Winter Soldier, that is a spy thriller masquerading as a superhero show. WandaVision is a show about grief and how we deal with that and how we grapple with that and how we wrestle with that, masquerading as a superhero show. And this show feels like I'm 3 episodes in. I think the Doorman episode is episode 4. That's the one that everybody who I know is clamoring about. But I'm 3 episodes in, and this is, for all practical purposes, this is a show about somebody who's trying to break into the entertainment industry as an actor, masquerading as, hey, this is a superpowered type of deal that is going on here. I will say, because I don't care about that side of it, the acting portion of it, don't care about LA and all of that.
You're meh on it?
Yeah, very, very much meh.
I love the theme of like young, complicated man teams up with old, veteran, like very serious actor. And this is obviously different. It reminds me of Barry. Not because it is anything like Barry, but the relationship between Bill Hader's character and Henry Winkler's character in Barry.
I can see
this
that.
relationship kind of takes me back to that space. And I think that's a fun thing to play off of. I am a woman, so I prefer shows about like the woman's journey, I've learned as I continue to age. But I love those relationships between like older man, younger man, kind of like a journey type, an aid of sorts. But in this case, there's obviously a component to it that makes it a tricky dynamic. And that one did too. Barry tried to kill him.
Yeah. Did he not kill him?
In the end.
Okay.
Didn't he, or didn't he come back?
I think he killed him. Spoiler alert.
Sorry.
But while you try and figure
It's
that
been
out,
years.
while you try and figure that out, I think the Marvel has figured out that to get as many eyeballs as possible on the product, they have to have something, little nuggets, little Easter eggs for somebody like me who consumes Marvel without making it the entire product. So that somebody like you who does not watch Marvel is still interested, right? The Iron Man 3 plays a part in this, and he pops on screen. It's like, oh, that's so-and-so from so-and-so.
Oh, fun.
And it is, for me, it's fun.
And I wouldn't know.
But for you, wouldn't know. But it does not detract from your viewing experience. It just enhances mine a little bit more.
Mr. Cousineau killed Barry.
Okay, that's who it was.
Flipped it.
There it is. Somebody died.
Yeah, I liked that show.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. I will say, again, I'm 3 episodes in. I was 3 episodes into the most recent Daredevil. I was like, yo, what are we doing here? This is awful. And then boom, episode 4 comes in. It's like, oh, this is good stuff. I like this. So maybe the switch flips and I'll be drawn into it a bit more. But as of right now, it's like, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I started it instead of watching a new episode of Industry. I finished the first season of Industry, so I blew
How
through
many
that.
seasons are there?
I don't know, too many.
Okay. So is this an
It's a
ongoing
project.
show?
Yeah, it's on right. There's a new season out right now.
What you think about season 1?
It's insane. Somebody
Insane
described
in a
it,
good way?
I'm enjoying it.
All
the
right.
first couple episodes were a slog to get into, but once the story started to formulate, I really liked the idea of an investment firm shifting to this space where like some of the women higher-ups were trying to almost start a coup, and they failed. Like something dramatic happens that leads to it not working out for them. I like the characters, the development of those characters. I like Harper. I cannot think of any other names. I don't pay attention to their names. That is one thing that has stood out to me when I was talking about this show with somebody this weekend. They described it as better than Billions, but worse than Succession. And I'm cool with that categorization right now. There's a lot of stuff that happens on the show, and like if you can get through that, I do think the storytelling is worth the buy-in of the show in its entirety. We're also watching Fallout, which is in season 2, and I enjoy it. It's kind of meandering a bit. It like really brought me back, and now it's kind of like, I think we're 4 episodes in, but we'll see how that one goes. Anyway, lots of TV ahead. I love TV. It's my favorite activity. Trade deadline. It's Thursday. It's Tuesday today. We will see if anything happens on that front as the day goes on. Stay tapped into Grind City Media for all of it. We will be back tomorrow. D'Angelo Williams will join us. We'll get into all the happenings and more. I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. I hope the kids go back to school tomorrow. We'll see you later. Bye.